me tell you something right here and right now. Your past, it's behind you for a reason. It's done. Over, finished. It's a chapter in the book of your life, but it's not the whole story. And it sure as hell doesn't get to write the ending. I know some of you are carrying weight on your shoulders that feels like a mountain. Mistakes you made. People you trusted who betrayed you. Times when you didn't show up for yourself the way you should have. Maybe you gave too many chances. Maybe you stayed places you should have left. Maybe you let people talk you into believing you were small when all along you were meant to be mighty. I get it, I've been there, but let me ask you this. How long are you gonna let yesterday decide who you get to be today? How long are you gonna let the echoes of old failures keep you from stepping into new victories? See, the past is tricky. It whispers in your ear when you're alone at night. It reminds you of the worst parts of yourself. It plays highlight reels of your lowest moments. It'll try to convince you that because you were broken once, you'll always be broken. That because you failed before, you'll fail again. But listen to me, the past is a liar, and the problem is, too many people start believing those lies and calling them truth. Your past was a classroom. It wasn't a prison sentence. It was there to teach you something, to shape you, to help you grow. Maybe you learned who not to trust. Maybe you learned that you're stronger than you thought. Maybe you discovered that even on your worst day, you're still standing. That's power right there. That's victory in itself. Every scar on your heart, every tear you cried, every night you thought you weren't gonna make it. That was building something in you. It was building grit. It was building resilience. It was building wisdom that can't be bought or faked or handed to you on a silver platter. You are not who you were 5 years ago. You're not even who you were last year, because life doesn't stand still, and neither do you. You're evolving, changing, transforming. You've seen things. You've felt pain, but you've also learned how to heal. You've learned how to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. That's what makes you unstoppable. Some people might still try to remind you of who you used to be. They'll try to hold your old mistakes over your head. They'll talk about you like you're frozen in time, like you're still that same person who didn't know any better. Let them talk, because while they're busy dragging your name through the mud, you're busy writing a brand new chapter. And believe me, it's gonna blow them away. Don't let shame or guilt become your identity. Shame is a chain meant to keep you locked up in yesterday. But you've got the key in your pocket. You can set yourself free. You've got the power to rewrite the narrative. And it starts with one decision, to believe that your future is bigger than your past. The truth is, everybody's got a past. Everybody's got skeletons in the closet. The difference is, some people refuse to stay trapped in those closets. They come out into the light and say, yeah, I did that, but that's not who I am anymore. And that takes courage. That takes fire. You might have been overlooked. You might have been underestimated. You might have been counted out. But look at you. You're still here. You're breathing. You've still got life in your body and purpose in your soul. Which means your story's not finished. So the next time that old voice in your head starts reminding you of your failures, talk back to it. Tell it, thank you for the lessons, but I've got places to go. I've got things to build. I've got a future waiting for me that looks nothing like my past, because who you were is not who you are. And who you are right now is not who you're about to become. This is your moment. This is your season. Your past might explain you, but it does not define you. Let me tell you something, and I want you to hear me like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. You are worth more than you've been taught to believe. You are worth more than the mistakes you've made. You are worth more than the opinions of people who never took the time to know the real you. And you have power inside you that you haven't even begun to tap into yet. See, sometimes life will beat you down so hard, you start thinking small. You start shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold you. You apologize for who you are. You water yourself down so you don't shine too bright, afraid that your light might blind somebody else. You keep your voice quiet because you've been told it's too loud. You keep your dreams hidden because somebody once called them too much. But let me remind you today, you are not too much. You're not extra. You're exactly as you're supposed to be. That fire in your spirit, it's there for a reason. That ambition that won't let you sleep at night, that's your calling. That's your purpose trying to get your attention. You are royalty. I'm not talking about crowns and jewels and palaces. I'm talking about the kind of royalty that can't be stripped away. The kind that's woven into your DNA, the kind that says, I belong here, I deserve good things, I am worthy of love, respect, and success. And I know sometimes you forget that. Because life has a way of making you question your own value. People walk out on you, doors slam in your face. You give your heart to someone who doesn't know how to hold it. You pour yourself into a job, into a dream, into a friendship, and it feels like nobody notices. Like nobody sees how hard you're trying. Like nobody sees how much you're carrying. But let me tell you something. Just because they don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Your worth is not measured by who claps for you. Your worth is not measured by how many people validate you. Your worth is inherent, it's untouchable. It's yours. You've got power in you, real power, the power to walk away from things that hurt you, the power to say no without explaining yourself, the power to demand respect even when people think you're asking for too much, the power to reinvent yourself as many times as you need to. You are not a victim. You might have been through hell, but you're not defined by the fire. You're defined by the fact that you walked through it and came out the other side, still standing, still breathing, still here. You're a survivor, you're a fighter, and there's strength in that. There's a reason you feel restless. There's a reason you feel like there's more out there for you, because there is. You were not born to play small. You were not born to live your whole life hidden in the background, just getting by. You were born to rise. You were born to lead. You were born to shine. When you recognize your worth, you stop begging for scraps of love from people who can't love you right. You stop chasing approval from people who were never meant to understand you. You stop staying in places that make you feel less than. You start choosing yourself, and that right there is power. Your worth doesn't decrease because someone else can't see it. A diamond is still a diamond, whether it's buried in the dirt or sitting in a jeweler's case. Its value doesn't change based on who's looking at it. And neither does yours. It's time to lift your head. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and see what's really there. A woman who's been through storms but never drowned. A woman who's cried herself to sleep but still woke up and got things done. A woman who's been underestimated, overlooked, misunderstood, but who's still standing. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to speak your truth even if your voice shakes. You deserve to walk into a room and feel like you belong there, because you do. You deserve the kind of love that doesn't require you to shrink yourself to be worthy of it. You deserve opportunities that match your talents. You deserve to be paid what you're worth, to be treated with dignity, to be respected simply because you exist. I know it's not easy. I know the world hasn't always been kind. I know some days you feel invisible. Some days you feel exhausted from holding everything together. Some days you wonder if you're asking for too much. But let me tell you something, you're not. You are worthy, you are powerful, and it's time the world starts treating you like it. But first, you've got to treat yourself like it. You've got to believe it so deeply that nobody can shake it out of you, because once you recognize your worth and your power, there's nothing and no one that can stop you. Healing isn't something that just happens overnight. It's not a moment you can circle on a calendar or a switch you can flip and suddenly everything is okay. Healing doesn't come wrapped in neat little packages. It doesn't knock on your door and say, today's the day you're finally free from it all. No, healing is messy. Healing is uncomfortable. Healing is a process, and sometimes it's a painful one. It's a journey, not a destination. There are days when you'll feel like you've moved forward, like you're finally rising above the hurt, and then something small, a song, a smell, a name, a thought, will drag you back to a place you swore you'd never visit again. And that doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you're broken all over again. That just means you're human. That just means healing is still happening, even when you can't see it. See, we're always trying to get to the finish line. We want to be done. We want to be whole. We want to say, I'm healed. Like it's a badge we get to wear. But the truth is, some wounds never really go away. They don't vanish, they transform. They stop bleeding, but they leave scars. And those scars, they become part of your story. They don't make you less than. They make you real. Healing is learning how to live with those scars without letting them control you. It's learning how to breathe again when life has knocked the wind out of your lungs. It's learning how to stand up when the ground under you has shifted. It's not just about feeling better. It's about becoming someone stronger, wiser, more grounded in who you are. Some people will try to rush you. They'll say things like, aren't you over that by now? Or just move on, but don't listen to them. They don't know what it took for you just to get out of bed some days. They don't know what it cost you to keep smiling when your heart was still bleeding inside your chest. They don't know the battles you fought just to be standing here. Healing isn't linear. It doesn't happen in a straight line. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's crying in the middle of a good day and not knowing why. It's feeling fine for weeks and then breaking down in the middle of a sentence. It's carrying joy and pain at the same time. And that's okay. You don't have to explain your journey to anyone. It's yours, and I know some of you are tired. Tired of pretending you're fine, tired of waiting to feel like yourself again, tired of waking up with a weight on your chest you can't explain. But let me tell you something, just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not working. Just because you can't see the progress doesn't mean it's not happening. You're growing in the dark. You're healing in the quiet. And every single day you choose to keep going, you're doing the work. You're not who you used to be. That pain changed you, but it didn't destroy you. It might have cracked you open, but it also made space for something new. For deeper love, for higher wisdom, for truer peace. You've been through things that would have broken somebody else, and you're still here. Don't take that lightly. Healing isn't about erasing the past. It's about learning to live with it. To honor it, to learn from it, to forgive yourself for the things you didn't know back then. And yes, that includes forgiving yourself for staying too long, for not walking away, for giving too much, for not knowing how to protect your own heart. It's time to let go of the guilt. It's time to stop punishing yourself for being human. You're allowed to heal at your own pace. You're allowed to have good days and bad days. You're allowed to take all the time you need, because you're not just healing a broken heart. You're healing generations of pain. You're breaking cycles. You're unlearning beliefs that were never yours to carry in the first place. That kind of work takes courage. That kind of work takes time. So if today you didn't cry, that's progress. If today you said no to something that once triggered you, that's progress. If today you felt even one moment of peace in the middle of the storm, that's progress. Don't minimize it. Don't downplay it. Every inch forward matters. Every small win counts. You are healing even when it doesn't feel like it. Even when you're still hurting, even when you're still figuring it out, because healing isn't something that happens all at once. It's something you live, something you walk through, and even when you stumble, even when you fall, you're still on the path. And that is enough. Let me say something real to you, something they don't teach you in school, something you won't hear in every household. You ready? Here it is. Walk into the room like you belong there, and not just when things are going well. Not just when you're wearing your best, feeling confident and everything's going your way. No, walk in like you belong even when you're nervous. Even when you feel unqualified, even when nobody's looking your way, especially then, because too many people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to hand them permission. Waiting for a nod, waiting to be picked, waiting for applause. But what if you're the one you've been waiting on? What if you were never supposed to blend in? What if the room wasn't complete until you stepped into it? See, when you walk into a room with your head down, when you make yourself smaller, when you speak only when spoken to, you're not being humble. You're being conditioned to believe that your voice is too loud, that your presence is too much, that your confidence is arrogance. But humility doesn't mean shrinking. Humility means knowing your value and still staying grounded. It means you don't have to prove you belong. You just know you do. That confidence, that presence, it doesn't start on the outside. It doesn't come from the outfit or the heels or the title. It starts inside. It starts with knowing your worth. Knowing you bring something to the table, even if you built the table yourself. Even if the table is folding plastic and the seats are empty. Because when you believe in what you carry, the room adjusts to you. There will be rooms where you are the only one who looks like you, thinks like you, talks like you, prays like you, dreams like you. And in those moments, you will be tempted to blend in, to stay quiet, to sit in the corner and wait. Don't you dare. You were not made to be invisible. You were not made to be silent. You were made to shift atmospheres, to break generational ceilings, to walk in with purpose and remind the room that power doesn't always come wrapped in what they're used to. Sometimes it walks in wearing battle scars. Sometimes it walks in soft spoken. Sometimes it walks in still healing. But it walks in anyway. When you walk into a room like you belong there, people notice. They might not say it, but they feel it. That energy, that presence, that's earned. That comes from every time you got up after life knocked you down. That comes from walking through fire and coming out with your head still held high. That comes from deciding every single day not to let fear do the talking. They may not know your story. They may not know the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the years you worked in silence, the moments you doubted everything, but they will feel the weight of who you've become. They will feel your strength when you speak. They will feel your truth in the way you carry yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. You just have to show up. And don't get it twisted. Walking in like you belong doesn't mean pretending to be perfect. It means owning who you are, flaws and all. It means standing tall even when your knees are shaking. It means knowing that confidence isn't the absence of doubt. It's the courage to move anyway. Some doors won't open until you knock. Some rooms won't shift until you speak. Some spaces won't expand until you show up and make them bigger just by being there. You weren't meant to fit in every room. Some rooms you were meant to transform. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop rehearsing how you'll say the perfect thing, how you'll look the part, how you'll make everyone like you. You don't need to be liked to be respected. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to show up fully. Authentically, boldly. So whether it's a boardroom, a courtroom, a stage, a dinner table, or your own reflection, walk in like you belong there. Because you do, and don't apologize for it. Don't second guess it. Don't dim your light to make others feel comfortable. That's not your job. Your job is to be the fullest version of yourself, even when the world hasn't caught up yet. You've earned your place. Every step you've taken, every storm you've survived, every hard decision you've made, it brought you here. You've paid in tears, in faith, in courage, so stop asking for permission to be great. You're already in the room. Now act like it, so hear me and hear me well. You are not who you used to be. You are not the sum of your past mistakes. You are not the broken pieces of old heartbreaks. You are not defined by the moments you fell, by the times you were overlooked, by the chapters that nearly took you out. No, you are a woman reborn, a woman who knows that her past does not decide her future, a woman who recognizes her worth and owns her power, even on the days when her hands are shaking. A woman who understands that healing isn't a place you arrive at, it's a path you keep walking, one step, one breath, one brave choice at a time. And a woman who will walk into any room, any space, any situation like she belongs there, because she does. So I'm telling you one last time, girl, fix your crown because it's yours, because you earned it, because you were born for more than survival. You were born for greatness. And the world hasn't even seen the best of you yet. Keep going, keep rising, and never forget who you are.